Well, tonight we are talking with Mayor Jacob Frey and an expert about social media posts concerning the recent federal raids. The posts by several elected officials were not accurate, and what followed were violent protests in South Minneapolis last week. Federal officials said the raids were related to an international crime ring involving drugs and human trafficking. But social media posts by several elected officials said it was about immigration enforcement. In light of what we've learned since, Jennifer Hoff went back to those who posted and even the Star Tribune to see if they still stand by what they said. Jennifer?
Julie, the post no doubt inflamed fear and anger, and the city councilor at the center of it is doubling down on what he wrote. Jason Chavez telling me he'll continue to let residents know whenever ICE is present, but the mayor is asking for unity and accuracy when disseminating information.
As fast as a federal raid happened last week outside several Minneapolis Mexican restaurants,
shame on you! Do not understand what's going on.
So too did the response from protesters, concerned it was related to immigration enforcement, fueled in part by ICE agents on scene. And social media posts drawing attention to it, like this one from City Councilor Jason Chavez. Mayor Jacob Frey and other agencies trying to clarify what was happening then and now.
The single most important thing that leaders can do is get the truth, is be honest, and make sure that people out there are not operating on misinformation but have the facts.
Frey taking issue with how Chavez and other community groups referred to the situation that federal documents now show was tied to drug trafficking after agents found 900 pounds of meth in a local storage unit.
This is an opportunity to be on the same team, to have a united approach. And we need to also be on board in making sure that we're disseminating accurate information in a unified way.
In a new statement, Chavez writing me in part, as the son of Mexican immigrants, I've always been taught to let community know when ICE is present. The last thing we want is having community members most impacted to be unprepared and taken as collateral damage. Psychologists say it's natural for people to assume there's an immigration raid given the current political climate, but all the more reason to avoid jumping to conclusions.
In an age when things can spread so rapidly, being sure that we have it right is more important. And in this particular case, I think there's some obvious recommendations. It's like, don't bring ICE out when you're going to do a drug bust, because people are on edge about that. Slowing down in terms of judgment. Sometimes you have to engage in action, but you have to understand there could be mistakes.
Also tonight, even the Star Tribune is responding to the fact that they sent a news alert to its readers saying ICE had surrounded a Mexican restaurant then. Today, standing by that, saying it used all the information it had at the time, and then marking the story online as developing. And while we know ICE was on scene, it does say that it was working with Homeland Security for the first time, Julie, as part of that criminal drug investigation.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer.